Okay, so a good friend of mine asked me to fix this for him, and I'm like, well, okay, I guess we will check this out and see what we can do with it. It's a headlamp, um, and the wires pulled out inside of it. What we're going to start off with is by extending these wires. I don't know why they broke, but I'm assuming maybe he pulled it or something, and it pulled the wires loose. Okay. Now, like I usually do, I'm just going to close that up in there. Now I got a little spur sticking out. Close it down. And now I don't have a little spur sticking out. All right, so let's get some heat shrink. Okay, so maybe I don't get to use my heat gun. Okay, so I guess we'll do it without the heat gun. I don't know where I stuck it. You get a much uniform shrink using a heat gun. And you'll see that this is not shrinking completely to the size of the wire. I don't have the right size. But hopefully the red that I've got there will finish doing what I need. And I'll show you in just a minute. Yeah, see, that one shrunk up really good. And that one ended up shrinking up better. All right, so now, because my heat shrink there is not the perfect size, I'm going over it with a little bit larger heat shrink, making sure that I don't upset those. And now I'm going to shrink this on top of that. You probably could melt it. Let's see, I'm probably done with this. No, I'm not done with it. I'm a goober. So now let's open this up. There we go. All right, now we got a little plug goes in there. Our nut fell out, so let's get our nut back in there. Those wires there have probably a little bit of battery juice contamination, possibly. Okay, so let's hook positive to positive. Oh, wow. That's some of that garbage solder. What I mean by garbage solder, there is some cheap Chinese solder that you can get that just does not melt. Trying to get it hot enough to actually melt and mix with real solder. And I may be able to get a connection. Okay, I'm not happy with these connections at all. Let's do this. Let me snip these. We'll re-tin those. Yeah, see, that took tip tinning much, much better. There we go. Okay, so made back. Grab a Q-tip. And some alcohol rub. See, hopefully I didn't get that circuit board too hot. Trying to get that indestructible Chinese solder to melt. Which, I mean, I assume that's what it is. That's what I'm blaming it on. If you got solder that just won't melt, chances are it is some of that stuff. I've got some, and it's just aggravating. You can melt it, but the problem is you have to get it, you have to turn your iron up to like 450 or some kind of crazy amount. Still not happy with that solder joint, but okay, so that has got it back together. we're going to close it up. I may redo that solder joint a little bit. Actually the best option would be to go in there with a solder sucker or some solder wick and remove that other stuff if you can get it to come off. But if you can't get the cheap solder that's on there to come off, then another option would be to potentially get you some good solder, or if you have any old lead-based solder that are silver solders, more specifically designed for circuits, and mix it. You may can get it off then. If not, then maybe you can still get it to solder. The wires I used that was on this old 9-volt battery connector probably had some acid from a burst 9-volt battery, most likely, and that's why I had to cut them back and re-tin further back on the wire, and it tinned just fine then. So as a example, see the wires, I'm going to turn this just slightly like that. Then I'm coming back on here with the glass. Then I'm going to take the glass and hold it with my finger as I screw this on. If I can get this to screw on. Okay, so I held the glass, pressure against the glass, while I screwed the bezel on. And the reason why I did that is to keep the inside light from twisting. And chances are it's probably what broke the wires to begin with, is he probably unscrewed it for whatever reason, or it comes unscrewed or something, I don't know. And then tightening it back up causes it to twist inside there, which will make it break. So anyway, there we have it. Pretty decent light, pretty bright. Low power, which that is just 100% useless on every light that I've ever had that has it. I've never seen a use for the strobe. Now, as soon as I get, lost on a deserted island or something, I might need the strobe. I don't know. But for right now, I don't. And I don't use it ever on any light. Which every light I have just about has a strobe. But none of them have I ever used it. So that's just something, I needed to do it. So I figured I'd bring you guys along and let you see if potentially it helps you in any way, shape, or form. Appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.